and like throw some autotune on it, see what happens. That's what I want to hear on your voice. Okay. We got Castle Finn Buried Treasure. This is the last one on our queue, but I think it'd be nice to try to get At Odds. What do you think? Because At Odds was in the chat. If he's still there, let us know.
Does he have another one?
At Odds.
Oh, that was submitted
during
after
the
that.
stream.
Well, let's do
Castle Finn first.
Yeah, let's do them in order.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So we have Castle Finn Buried Treasure. It's a finished release. There's no description to it. But yeah, let's listen to it. Here we go. Cool. I like it. It's like
washy. Nice.
I feel like floating, dude.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Is your hand still steady stealing someone else's world? Holding a sharpened blade, this cold steel don't fade, and neither will the contents of a purse. When it's time,
dude, this is cool.
We all find
this is like David Bowie almost.
A buried treasure somewhere deep inside a chest. When it's time, I'm gonna let it fly, 'cause it's all feathers and it's full of helium.
Dude.
I'm gonna step
float away.
Step inside.
Chris, you want to turn it down just slightly?
It ain't ready when it's all running. Wanna let it shine from the inside. Do you keep on rolling with the moss growing on your stone? And if there's no wind blowing, do your sails just cast a shadow? Step out of the shade, 'cause solid gold won't fade. And get your lock off of those chains. There's no more hands for you to claim. When it's time,
I love that.
we all find a buried treasure somewhere deep inside a chest. When it's time, I'm gonna let it fly, 'cause it's all feathers and it's full of helium. Put that knife away in the sheet. It gets stuck right there in the honey. Go to taste it and your tongue might bleed. It ain't ready when it's all running. It's time. Wanna let it shine from the inside.
Bro, that was fucking dude, honestly, like there I feel like for me that's a purple.
Really?
Right away. Yeah.
I mean, I love the vibe of it.
Right.
There's
We'll get into
there's
that.
definitely stuff for me that I think could be worked on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love man.
Let's just see. Hold on. Out of curiosity, how far is odds down the line? Oh, you're next. If you do get to round, it's not.
We
cool
have
either
two.
way.
I think we got 2 more.
We got 2 more.
Oh no. Never mind.
A plus AF. This is Brazy. This song is a throwback. Very, very dope. Transition to funk. This has Earth, Wind, and Fire feel to it. I can feel that. I felt like David Bowie type shit.
Yeah, sure.
I think there's some stuff that I might change, but for me, I thought it was subjective. But yeah. So for vibes, I thought it was like, space time. Fucking. I'm on a spaceship. It's ground control to Major Tom type vibe.
It almost gives me like Oasis or like the Verve vibes.
Yeah, that's true. That spacey, like ambient, really type shit. Vibes, I think, is a green for me.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Absolutely. Vibes is definitely a green.
Yeah.
Super cool.
That's great. That was a great job.
That's sick.
What's next? Content. It was rich, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was rich. Well, you did a great job of establishing atmosphere with everything that was going on, and there was a lot going on. But it felt like it gelled really well to me. Like that's kind of like a contrast from a song that we had earlier, A Trip, where it was like there's a lot going on, but it didn't gel together.
Yeah.
I think this gelled together beautifully. Like I kept doing this. I felt like I was like
that's
floating,
the feeling.
man. Like it was
That's
cool.
the feeling.
The lyrical content, it made me listen for the lyrics, and I didn't find anything terrible. It's hard to say lyrical content on the first pass unless it's just bars and punchlines, but there's like a nice imagery talking about like you want to go life living with moss on your stone or something, like some nice unique kind of lyrics. Like
that's awesome.
I don't know what that fucking means.
I think it fits really well with the whole feel and the vibe.
Yeah,
sort of zenness.
So I think content, it's green for me. Production, I don't know. I think you might have something to say about guitars, but
not as much guitars.
Really,
the guitars sounded good.
For me personally, I couldn't really find anything wrong with it. I think stylistically, I thought vocals, I was just like, oh, this might be a little nasally when it first came in, for my taste. But then it really grew on me. I have the kind of same reaction with David Bowie. I think David Bowie's lyrics, or not lyrics,
his
like performance are like really weird, they grow on you, and I thought this was awesome. I think it's a green. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to listen to it again also, but there's something.
I'll add this to my library.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
let you see that.
Definitely
Support the artist, man.
Yes.
Add this shit to your
Everybody
library.
add this shit. There's something, I don't know if I can, it's hard to put my finger on. There's something like, again, the vibe is so there. It's so like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It brings a smile to my face.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. And the lyrics go well with it. The content's great. There's no the song doesn't need to be any shorter. It's probably the perfect length.
Yeah.
All that stuff is great. There's just something with, I actually thought in the way that things gelled. It's very like having that kind of vibe makes things feel like they're very gelled and cohesive with that, like that wash thing. I almost wanted that wash to be a little more dynamic. Like I felt like that guitar strummer was like super compressed, limited or something, to where it didn't have a whole lot of dynamic range for me. And I feel like that could really, really open up the track if there was a little bit more dynamic range, or maybe a little bit of stereo movement on that or something when it opens up that strum. I think it's like, because I've heard things like it, and I know that it can be really, really amazing. It's really cool right now, but it can be really fucking great if you just do a couple of things with like adding a little bit more sparkle to it, and a little more dynamic range, and maybe like a ducked reverb or something, to where there's like a pre-delay on the reverb, and then it sort of comes in on the sides.
I felt that that effect, like where the ambience kind of built in.
Right.
I felt that at some points in the track.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I feel like I want like more of that sort of, or to be a little bit more clear. And I don't know, there were just a couple of points when it felt like there were, maybe, I don't know, like I don't want to say in the performances, but certain points where it felt like it could be a little more focused or something. Maybe that's not even the right word. It's something that I'm having trouble putting my finger on. But there's just a couple of points when it feels like maybe there's a track or an instrument part that like wasn't really paying attention at some point or something. And it sort of drifts a little bit outside of like what it's trying to do. I don't know. Again, it's very hard to put my finger on. But I just feel like there's a little bit of room to like sort of take a critical look at things, like tighten up anything that sticks out just a little bit here and there, and make sure that things are staying dynamic and all of that. I've heard stuff like similar to this before, and I know that it can be like even better. That's why I say that.
Okay.
But it's so close. I like it a lot.
So what would you give on production?
Production, it's like, again, super close. I would give it a slightly lemon lime shade of green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super close. There's something in there that I feel like could really take it to the next level that I can't quite put my finger on.
So do you think in terms of, so like green being good to go, do you think this is more subjective to what you like as an artist want, or
Maybe, but if I heard this on Spotify, I'd be like, it doesn't quite sound professional to me.
dang,
That's
I thought
what
it
I
would.
would say.
I thought it would.
And this is coming from me. Like, I've listened to a lot of stuff in this sort of area or whatever.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I love it.
Mac
I really-
DeMarco. That's a good comparison, by the way.
Yeah, there's like modulation on that. It's got that dreamy type thing for sure. Man, but yeah, I would say it's super close. The categories, let's see, vibes obviously green, content definitely green. Production is like a hair short of green, but super close.
Dude, so my track total, like, so this is what a purple does for me, right? A purple does for me, like,
It makes you smile.
production wise, content wise, like I feel like it sounds professional. Like if this came up on Spotify, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is like a record deal artist. Like they have a nice production team behind them. This sounds good. And then once you're past that hurdle, like, so that's like what a green is to me. Like, oh, if I was a producer, I wouldn't really have much to change, other than maybe I would do something slightly differently. I don't know. But what makes it a purple for me is like it just has something to it that makes me vibe out like I just did. Like I was like floating, man.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's a purple. I would add it. I added it to my library. I personally would add it, but this is a 2-man show. So Josh.
Right. I mean, look, it's also hard because I use a different interface on the normal than you do.
Yeah.
And normally when I listen, so I also have Focusrite, right? It's Focusrite Sapphire or whatever.
Sure.
Which is a couple generations older and uses different preamps, and it's Firewire.
Okay.
When I listen to stuff through the Focusrite
My bullshit.
Scarletts, yeah, I think there's a difference in the headphone amps. I
Huh.
really do, to where there's less dynamic range, and you can look up the specs and compare to other, UID interfaces or even Persona stuff. And I just, it might even just be a listening difference for me, or the fact that we're using a splitter and big extension cables and stuff.
Yep.
But it could be that, because things do sound a little bit different than when I normally listen with these headphones.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like, I mean, Bo is over here saying he thinks it sounded professional. Boy Ponders saying that I'm hating.
John's just hating.
Guys, it's because I want to make sure that people have the best thing they possibly can. It's not that I don't like it.
Well,
I
and
love
like
it.
a purple is a purple. Like it's subjective. Like that's the hard thing about our final rating is that like a green song is gonna sound pretty professional to most people. I would
Right.
say the purple is what takes it to the next level, and sometimes we disagree. Like this for me, it's
Well,
an obvious purple. I don't know.
It's usually
where
a
Josh is.
combination of things. Like if we were to put production aside, it's a purple.
Yeah.
Totally a purple.
Mhm.
But there's just a couple of things that I can hear where it's like it doesn't sound that extremely like not. There's just certain elements that sound like giveaways of
Yeah.
like this is not a professionally produced thing. There's something in there that's hard to put my finger on that I can hear. And maybe I'm just crazy. That's fine. But I don't want to disrespect the wishes of the people on the stream. And Bo has a lot of experience with this. He
Okay.
says it sounds professional to him. Although,
So you're personally at green.
yeah,
Okay, so I'm at purple. You're at green. Would we add this to the playlist?
I'm going to feel bad if we don't, because also these guys are local and
Yeah.
we've had them on Punchline events too, on my student organization production company stuff.
Yeah.
And I love the vibe of it. I'm going to add it to my playlist.
Okay.
So this is with the asterisk of I think that there's room to make your stuff even better in the future.
Yeah.
Not to say it's not great now, but it'll be a purple for me. So congratulations.
Castle Finn, baby, we got a top tier
And keep it up. Don't get complacent, because I know you guys can make great stuff.
That's crazy, man. I really did enjoy that. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
I love
I'm
that
glad-
vibe. I'll listen to it again after this.
I'm glad. Sorry, I pressured you a little bit, Josh. But man, I want this.
No,
on the playlist.
I just like honestly.
Let's go, boy. Bond.
Yeah, it's it's tough when you're listening on a system you're not entirely used to.
Bro, we want you to be honest though. Like everybody teasing aside, like
Sure.
couldn't do this show without you, and
Right.
you give a lot more perspective, especially on instrumentation.
Oh, well, I try.
than I do. Like fuck, man. All I do is record
It-
vocals.
you know, sometimes it is hard too when you listen to something for the first time and you want to get more, like you want to get to know it a little bit better.
Mm.
Although that would take a lot of time on the stream, so we don't listen to things more than once.
Yeah, we already taken a lot of time this stream. We do have just one more though. Is
Yeah,
that
let's,
correct?
let's do it.
All right, so I'm gonna have to find it on Drive, unfortunately.
Let's